what is this podcast about? It probably would help if you don't chew into the mic.
My name is Libby.
My name is Luke.
In this new episode.
Season.
This new season.
And we are going to be focusing completely on weddings.
We are, in fact, the Wedding Pirates.
There's no other podcast like this. I've looked. I've checked.
And we have a cat. Her name is Stella.
We want to share all the secrets when it comes to weddings.
The one where we talk. Wedding edition.
Welcome back to the one where we talk, wedding edition, where we break down everything weddings. Everything. All the dirty stuff, all the clean stuff, all the stuff that nobody wants to talk about. All of it.
All the nooks and crannies.
And we are talking about something that's rather fresh in our minds right now, because right now it's we're in the off season. It's January, so during this time, people are like, oh, you don't do anything when you're not doing weddings. Like, well, there's a 3-month waiting process for waiting. What is it? There's a 3-month waiting term.
Period.
Thank you. To get your product. And we want to go over delivering your product. Like, what exactly are we doing in 3 months while you're waiting for your product? Why don't you get it in a week? And how are people able to turn it around in a week? So I think we should talk about maybe our process and why it takes this long, and perhaps figure out and break it down to people why it takes a shorter time for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, when we leave your wedding, we are typically working on the weddings that happen before yours.
Yeah, right? So like say if you're the first wedding of the year in April, say we have a wedding in April 20th, and we don't have any weddings prior to that to edit. So you're going to be the first one. So you're going to probably get your product faster than 3 months because you're literally the only one we're working on.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the year, and like say October.
Yeah.
Or like, so we do say we do a wedding in July. So we do your wedding in July. Say July 4th is your wedding. And then we say 3-month waiting period because we have maybe 2 more in July after that. But we've also had five prior to yours.
Right.
That are at the end of their 90-day mark, so they need to get theirs first. So,
and because we're doing weddings, if not every other weekend, every weekend, and then when there's a month lull in there, we usually try and hit editing really hard. So, realistically speaking, once I start editing a wedding, I can get a wedding done within 1 to 2 weeks. Now, why? Now the question arrives like, well, then why isn't my turnaround 1 to 2 weeks? And that's a big question, because we get it. This is the reason why we pay for photo shoots for ourselves from other professionals, because we need to remind ourselves what it's like to wait and what it's like to be patient. And then once you receive that product, what it's like to affirm the photographer or the videographer that has captured you, and because we know what it's like. Mm-hmm. I would say that a big fear of mine every time I deliver a product is I'm scared. I don't know if you're going to like it. I love it. I mean, we send out products and we love them. They're done. They're finished. We look at this is a finished product, but you might not think it's a finished product. So that's always it's always a scary thing, to get. It's always a relieving thing to get back the email. They're beautiful. We haven't really had a lot of difficult revision requests.
Maybe twice in our 5 years of business.
Yeah, maybe 3 major ones that and they're usually they're very small things. There's nothing anything major.
You said 3 major ones, and then you said 3 small things.
Major.
No, you said there was 3 major instances, and then they were and then you said that they were small. So you're contradicting yourself.
I'm contradicting myself. I'm sorry. My point is that it's not a big deal. They haven't been a big deal.
Yeah.
But when we So you got to remember that we're working on weddings before yours, and we're and we want to communicate to you that, you know, we are going to walk you through the process. As soon as we start working on your wedding, you will know.
Yeah, like this past year we had a weekend where we did 3 weddings in a row, so one Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. And we made sure that all those brides knew that they were going to be waiting until the 90-day period to get their product back, because especially the third wedding that weekend, because we had 2 other weddings to edit that are very close to the due date of her wedding. And that was just a very busy month for us too. I don't know how many weddings we had, but so we just have a lot of weddings to edit prior to yours, most likely, unless yours is in the beginning of our season, which usually starts mid-April. So the later your wedding is in the year, the more closer to that 90-day mark is when you're gonna get your delivery.
And this is also, so the people that can put them out faster, let's talk about those people for a second. So our current situation, we travel wedding to wedding, and we are 100% in a vehicle working. So taking into account that when we're done with a wedding, I pack everything up into a bag, and then it comes into our bus. And then if we have another wedding to get to that following week, I might get a chance that week to offload the wedding onto drives, but I'm not going to get a chance to even start editing that wedding because I have another wedding to prep for that following weekend or the very next day. So a lot of times and this is why, like, when it comes to organization, it's super important. And you need to know, if you're a photographer and videographer, are they organized? People focus on like things like the price and your what else, like how many Instagram followers do they have, or their style, or those things are all important-ish, but I mean, Instagram followers aren't important at all. But what is important, probably most important, is organization. Yeah. Are they getting back to you? Are they emailing you directly? Are they texting you?
How do you know that they're not gonna overwrite a chip of theirs with another wedding before they even upload your wedding onto their computer? So it's so whenever we get done with the wedding, we take our chips out and we put them in a container.
Yeah, we have like one container for full, and we have one container for empty.
For empty chips, full chips and empty chips.
Yeah, and then in those containers, I have it organized by timeline and the queue of when in the full box, and each box holds 80 chips, I think. 60 or 80.
So if we use 2 chips per wedding each, that's 4 chips per wedding. Yeah. Depending on the size of the wedding and what we're carrying. Yeah. So max we use usually about 4 chips per wedding. Yeah. 2 for video, 2 for photos. Yeah. And then that goes into the full container down at the very bottom. So that way when we take the next full one out to upload it onto our computer, that one goes into that goes onto the drives, onto our computer. Yeah. And then that chip stays in the full container until it's delivered. Yep, until you're completely delivered. So it's in case something happens mid-edit, heaven forbid, it's never happened. But a lot of this, and a lot of like this gear talk also, like how we organize our gear, a lot of this comes with cost. You know, putting the upfront cost, and don't cheap out on your gear, so you don't run into a situation where you have cheaped out your clients. Right. You know, if you cheap out on your gear, that means you're being cheap with your clients. So why should they pay any more than the college student that's just trying to make extra bucks if you're trying to save a buck with your gear? I get it when people are first starting. Trust me, we were buying all used gear when we first started, and like especially when it comes to like camera bodies, it's expensive. But at the same time, if you're running a legit business and you're like a year in and you're doing this full time and you're charging what you should be charging, you should not run into a lot of technical issues. And we've run into one technical issue at the very, very beginning because it was like our first year. Yeah, it was like our first year, and it's because we couldn't afford very professional chips, so we were charging like stupid low prices. Yeah, like $1,000 a wedding for us. Yeah, that wedding in particular was $600 for us both to show up.
Yep, for both of us. It was like a 13-hour day.
Wow.
So. But we made sure everybody knows, like, we're new at this. This is our first year doing this. We want you to know that. That's like it's a precaution. You know, you're taking a gamble.
There's a gamble that you take on when you hire someone that's that. new at the industry, I guess.
So all of this coincides with someone getting their product delivered. You know, you don't realize everything that's behind, everything that's happening in that 3 months. The amount of brides that we're talking to, we do 20 to 25 weddings a year. Doesn't sound like a ton, but when you break it down and you realize how much traveling you have to do, how much prepping you have to do. I'm always doing gear checks like a week before a wedding if I can. If I have a double or a triple header weekend coming up, I'm doing a triple check, and I have to get home after that wedding that ends at like 10 p.m. Maybe I get home at 11, and I'm charging up batteries for the following day because I have another wedding the next day. You know, it's a lot.
Yeah, and we're not able to upload pictures onto a computer the night after a wedding because we live in a bus and we don't have our computers up constantly in like an office space. So that's part of the reason why we're not able to get us, like, sometimes our sneak peeks don't get out till like 2 weeks after the wedding, and that's because we don't have Wi-Fi in our bus. We don't have
we have
an office. We use hotspots. We don't. Yeah, so sometimes it's tricky to find hotspot.
Which is, and now that we're coming on 5 years. You know, being with our business. Actually, it is 5 years. So we are in 5 years for our business. So we are changing that now. Like, we can have an office space now. So we're going to be like moving into an apartment and moving into an office space and actually have things up and have gear running 24/7.
So things will go a little bit faster, but we'll still be like our months that we're in Wisconsin. Our brides are still going to be waiting. Yeah,
2023 is still going to be crazy, but it all depends. This is why you need to know your vendor. Don't just... There are a lot of shallow things you can know about your vendor, but there are a lot of personal things you need to know about your vendor.
Also, too, we are all in-house with our editing, so we do everything ourselves. Whereas some people we've talked to, like we talked to this one photographer, we won't mention his name, but we were talking to him. We were hired for a wedding to do videography only. And the photographer at this wedding, we were sitting down with him at dinner and just talking through, like, our process and how long we've been in business and all this, and just business talk, really. And came out that he does all of his editing by AI. So he sends his weddings out via, like, a Dropbox or something.
So how it works... Yeah, with the AI, it's still relatively new.
Well, he sends it to a company.
That's not AI.
Well, he sends it to a company and they put it all in the system.
Okay, yeah, that's directly outsourcing to. So outsourcing to AI is something you can do in your house, but at the same time, it's a computer generated thing. So you can plug in a chip when you get home from a wedding, hit a button, and then it will do a relatively good job editing all of your photos to a specific style that you've told it to do, that it's learned. But the AI takes about a year to learn your style, so you're still going to end up going through and editing a little bit more. But that's in-house. You could pay for that. Right now it's like running like $300 to $500 a year, what you're paying for like an AI editor, which is basically it's a robot editing your stuff.
Right.
Can't do that with video yet. The day that happens, I'm out of a job. But we're very... I just want to... I know, like, you're super particular, and I'm very particular. I want to see everything. I don't want a robot deciding what's good. And another thing
AI also deletes pictures that are duplicated or whatever. Yeah. So if you have, like, a blurry shot, which are very popular right now, to keep those and edit them however you want, it's like AI will just get rid of that because they'll say it's not a good quality picture.
Well, so... there are like different things. So yeah, you can tell AI to edit your photo, and you can tell AI to cull. That's what it's called. It's where you get rid of like photos that, you know, people are blinking. This is like you got a random picture of the ceiling or the ground, stuff like that, or like there. Oh look, there's my foot. You know, it's like that's called culling, moving those photos and videos that you don't want. But so you could have AI do that, and you could have AI edit your photos. So yes, because of that, you're running into a lot of photographers that are turning weddings around in a week because they have now gotten the AI to a point where they can just basically crap out weddings. And because of that, the wedding industry, like, prices are tanking. So yes, it's cheaper to get a professional photographer. You could end up with semi-decent photos, but it's going to be from a company that doesn't really have a personal touch. I've met these photographers. They
Well, let me finish my story real
oh
quick.
yeah, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
So the guy we were talking to at this wedding, I guess it wasn't AI. It was, he sent him out to a company in
Yeah,
like
he was
the UK or
directly
something.
outsourcing.
Yeah, he was directly outsourcing. He was having a company edit his pictures because he was like, I don't have time to do this. I take so many weddings on, and I'm a dad. I'm a full-time dad, and blah blah blah. And we were like, do you tell your brides that you outsource? And he's like, I would never do that.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I get that you're a dad. I get that you're busy. I get that you know, totally. If you want to own a business and you love taking photos, but you don't have time for the editing, I get it. Outsourcing, hiring someone to help you edit, totally get it. But saying that I would never tell my brides and grooms that is where, like, whoa, dude, now you're lying about your branding.
Yeah.
It's not even because I don't know what it's like to be a dad, and of course I don't know what it's like to be a parent. So those kind of like statements, like, yeah, no, that makes sense. You're really busy. You need so do you tell your brides and grooms that, right? No, I would never do that. Whoa. Okay, now this is a different level.
Yeah. It's fine if you outsource. I'm sure some brides don't care at all that you outsource, as long as your pictures turn out the way that they've seen them on your website. Fine, sure, whatever. But at the same time, you need to be honest about what your brand is and that you don't keep it all in-house.
Right. And we are everything in-house. You're going through every single photo individually. I'm going through every single video individually. We're each reviewing each other's work. We're each reviewing each other's like timelines and deadlines, and
and there's a lot of times where I'm like, babe, that doesn't look good, you should change this about that, and then he does, and then I'm like, that looks amazing, and then you end up saying, yeah, I like that a lot better anyways. And same with me, like, I'll ask you, like, hey, does this look okay, and be like, it could be this a little bit, and then I'll change it and this, that, and the other thing. But or include some more in like sneak peek video pictures, albums. Just include 3 more pictures or whatever you said.
Yeah, like, oh, I like all the pictures that you have here, but I feel like you should give them a few more. Like, because they're give them a few more choices, like with portraits, or hey, you missed like that one thing that happened. You should give them a shot of that real quick, or whatever. There's a lot. All of that coincides with delivering your product. And
so at the end of the mark of when we're done with your wedding, whether it's 30 days or 90 days or whatever, you'll get a link from me in an email form.
If we can deliver them together,
link.
We will.
Yeah. You'll get a link with your video and your link photos. To your photos, and then Luke, he has different packages for people, but basically the biggest, most popular one is 5 to 7 or 3 to 5 minute highlight, and then all your raw footage from the wedding day, and you'll get all that, which is basically just like shots that he took but he didn't use in your 3 to 5 minute highlight.
Yeah, and a lot of people,
which is super fun because you can go through and it's like a home video.
It is really fun.
Which I'm really sad we don't have that for our wedding, because I would have loved that. I would have hired like 10 videographers just to capture our wedding day, just because there was so much going on our wedding.
Yeah, and a lot of people get confused, like when I deliver raw footage. So we don't deliver raw photos. Delivering raw photos is something. It is a thing that some photographers do, but that's a very specific kind of brand. We are a luxury styled brand, so we're connecting with our clients and we're saying, do you love our product? They say yes, and I say, well, we love you and we love the wedding that you have planned. We would love to be a part of it, and we would love to have you hire our skills if you will have us, if you're in love with our product. So that is a relationship that needs to happen that's just the first 30 days. You haven't even paid for your wedding, and we haven't even like gone full into what your product's going to be. And then for the next 10 months,
well, we have gone over your entire product.
Oh yeah, we've gone over your entire product. My point is that like it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, the product happens, like the main product is your photos and videos, and that happens on your wedding day. But the product can only happen and be as good as our relationship is with you. Yeah. And
the other form of product is, people don't realize that 10-12 months before your wedding, is product in itself. How much are we communicating with you?
Mhm.
If you shoot us a text, because we make a text thread for every couple that we book,
Mhm.
and it has you, me, and then
The bride and groom.
the bride and groom in this text thread,
Mhm.
and that is it. That is direct access to us personally.
Yep, our personal phones.
And that is our personal phones, and you can text us and we both see it, and and the amount of conversation we have with you, the maybe drama that you're going through that you need to navigate. Hey, I'm working on my timeline, my family shot list, and we can talk to you about time and itinerary, and or just different plans that have changed or venues.
Or like you're really excited about something that you're gonna have for your wedding, and then you shoot us a text and say, "I'm super excited about this thing. Look at what we just booked," or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like look at our drinks menu for our bar. It's of our cats, and
yeah.
because we are cat people, we love our cat, and
but all of that is
yeah.
like, that's all product. That relationship, I hate to say it, but that relationship that you have with your vendors is just as much of a product as the photos and video that you're going to get at the end.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, your photographer and your videographer are the only vendors that you're most likely going to be speaking with after your wedding day,
Right.
months after your wedding day.
Yeah, because you don't talk to your DJ after, because your DJ leaves and then he's done for the night.
Yeah, and
Like,
then your
that's
coordinator is done for
Your
the day.
Coordinator's done. She helped you plan your wedding, and
Your floral showed up, your food showed up, your venue's done. The venue's probably going on to the next event tomorrow after
Yeah.
your wedding.
right.
So
They're moving on to the
photographer and videographer are the most important vendors to have a personal relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
And having that is going to make everything else go smoothly. If we need to ask for a week extension to like deliver your product, like, this is, we just have a ton of product to get through. We took a ton of footage on your day, and it's like, oh my goodness, there's so much to go through. We don't want to rush this.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to be able to approach you as friends and say, hey, can we get another week to finish your product?
Mm-hmm.
Because we want
The
this
most
to
that
be
we've ever asked for
amazing.
is 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
I don't even think we took the full 2 weeks to
No.
deliver.
I took an extra week.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but
And that was pretty recently, just like last week.
Yeah.
But that's because that was a 3 weekends in one. That was a 3 weddings in 1 weekend.
Yeah. that piles up so fast. But
Mm-hmm.
know that if you want your delivery to go well, and you want communication to go smoothly, and you don't want to be wondering, what's my photographer doing? What's my videographer doing? They haven't texted me. When is my thing due? You should be able to text your videographer and photographer as a friend and say like, hey, when do I get my photos, by the way? And we'll just say, oh yeah, hey, this is your deadline. If we need more time, we'll let you know. Sound cool? Yeah, sounds great. Okay, cool. We'll keep you posted. And sure enough, we will keep you posted.
Yep.
Keep an eye on our story. I'm gonna post while I'm working on your wedding video, and Libby posts while she's working on your photo album. We're excited about the product just as much as you are.
Yep.
And we love the product.
We get
just
very, very excited.
I go back and still watch my other wedding videos. I probably watch them just as much as my clients do.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I don't go through the photos nearly as much because it's a lot of time to go. It's like a wedding video is like 5 minutes of your day, whereas for me to go through a whole wedding album, it's like 45 minutes to an hour if I actually go through it all.
But know that if you want all of that to go smoothly, your delivery, and not be anxious about it, have a good relationship with your photographer and videographer. But that's all we have time for.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the one where we talk wedding edition.
Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you for listening. If you think that someone would value
benefit from this,
there
you go.
thank you. If you think someone would benefit from this podcast, and who's someone who's anxious about getting their product, send this to them. I think it would help.
Or if someone's looking for wedding visuals, send them our way.
We're good at what we do.
We are good at what we do, and we're booking 2024.
Yep.
On the East Coast only.
Only on the East Coast.
So if you're in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland,
Not New Jersey.
Delaware. Well, there are some.
I know, I'm joking.
There are some pretty places, and if you're getting married somewhere janky in New Jersey, don't talk to us.
Thank you for listening.
And have a wonderful